Hey guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I would like to talk to you guys about a very interesting topic, which is the evolution of human taste, right? So, I think one question that you might ask is why do we taste things in the first place, right? It makes no sense because, like, if you're an organism, you can just consume things, derive nutrition from them, and that would be the end of that story. However, we are driven, or whenever we consume something, we automatically end up registering some sensory information about that food that we have consumed in the form of taste. So, what is it and why do we have it, right? So in very simple terms, the tongue has a bunch of sensory receptors which are able to detect particular chemicals, and these give a feedback to our brain indicating the substances which are present in that food. And this serves as a key feedback because it helps us optimize our environment and obtain the right nutrition. So, for example, we have five tastes. Most people know the four, but the fifth one, umami, is not well known, especially in India. So the first taste we have is for sweet, right? So basically, we are optimized to it's for glucose. So things taste sweet because they have sugars, and essentially. Sugars are a complex form of glucose, and glucose is the main way in which the body obtains energy, and essentially all of the complex carbohydrates or proteins that we eat are broken down by various enzymes during the digestive process, and basically they are broken down into glucose, which is then metabolized by the body for and that energy which is obtained from metabolism is stored in the form of adenosine triphosphates, which are the energy repositories of the body. So we have a sense of which we tend to sense when things are sweet because that is a cheap and easy way to obtain a high quantity of sucrose, which is essential for human life. And in the bygone days when we would all be starving, this was of critical importance. Next is why do we sense when things are salty, right? So often this is often a complaint, right? We're eating food and we're like, the salt is too less or too much, right? And food doesn't seems too bland when it doesn't have salt. The simple reason why we have a salty taste to begin with is the fact that all of human neurochemical transmission is dependent on something known as a sodium and potassium channel. And so, therefore, we need salts for the operation of this sodium potassium channel, amongst other things. In fact, in the wild, you often observe deer licking mineral salts, or deer or goats climbing high on walls to lick some salts. And this is how critical salts are for our nutrition, which is why if you're dehydrated, the oral rehydration formula comprises of these critical things. Next is we have a taste of sour, right? So sour is a taste which is often found in citrus fruits, and I believe that the reason why we evolved for a liking the sour taste is the simple reason that sour things which taste sour have a high quantity of vitamin C, and vitamin C is critical for human survival. In fact, not having adequate vitamin C leads to a disease known as scurvy, right? So it's found in oranges, it's found in lemons, etc., etc. The final the fourth taste that we have is known as umami, and umami is the taste that one can obtain if one puts monosodium glutamate or MSG in our food, right? And this taste is often the taste that one obtains when one eats protein-rich foods. And since some proteins are essential to human survival, so the average person needs like 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight to survive. So one needs to obtain proteins as well, and that is the result for the evolution of the taste umami. The last and final taste that we or sense of taste that we have is the taste bitter. Right now, this is a very interesting thing. Why do things seem bitter? The thing is, bitter is an unpleasant taste. Why do I say that? Because if you give a child something sweet, he'll eat it. He or she will eat it gladly. However, if you give a child something bitter, like such as a A Karela. I don't know what a Karela is called in English. My apologies. I think it's called a bitter gourd. Yeah, bitter gourd. So if you give a child a bitter gourd, the child will make a disgusted face and recoil from it. The reason why some things are bitter is actually a defense by plants against their consumption by other animals. So plants do not wish to be consumed by herbivores. Therefore, they accumulate certain substances which are toxic to other animals upon consumption, and this is meant to be a preventative measure, and that is why things have evolved a bitter taste. But this is where that is why for example, things which are not quite good for us often taste bitter. So alcohol is a classic example, right? It is essentially barley or wine which has gone bad, and due to this fermentation, there's an accumulation of the toxin ethanol in alcohol. Right now, obviously, people enjoy alcohol, but the taste of beer is an acquired taste. It's bitter, and we don't like it. But the more you drink it, you get used to it, and then you love the effects of alcohol. Same with coffee, right? The first time someone drinks coffee, it's like, ew, it's bitter. But once you get accustomed to the taste, and then you feel its neurological effects, because coffee, it's mildly addictive because it has caffeine in it. And yeah, so this is the reason for the evolution of human taste, and this is why our tastes are differentiated into five things. So yeah, this is for those people who love science, who are curious, and that's pretty much it. Like, share, and subscribe.